forget, but I would appreciate it. I'd be so grateful if we don't clap. Marsha Parker? Good evening, I think.
My name is Marcia Hertig. I've been a tax-paying member or citizen of Miami-Dade County for over 50 years. And I want to encourage you today to do the right thing. Do not be afraid to do the right thing. Vote no for H-11. Do not allow this leftist agenda to be passed that violates the conscious rights of both students and parents of faith and their beliefs regarding the nature of marriage and sexuality. One of the teachers, or one of the speakers, who's a teacher who came up here, said that this was not about sexuality. But listen to this. LGBTQ, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer. I have compassion for people who are locked in these identities. And I would say that most of the people here in this room do have compassion. However, Miami-Dade County Schools have no right to override the rights of parents who do not want their children exposed to sexualized lesson plans that celebrate transgenderism or homosexuality. Characterizing our sexual, H1 sexualizes minors by characterizing certain school children as, quote, LGBTQ students. Children should not be placed into categories regarding sexual activity which they are too young to be engaging in legally. This is an invitation for sexual predators to take advantage of them. Not even older predators, I mean in the school itself.
Ma'am, your time is up, and you really need to wrap it up.
All right, some of you are leaving the board after this year. Do what is right under God. Be proud that you stood with parents and protected children from this divisive H-11. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Antonio Verdugo? Mr. Verdugo? Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Madam Chair. How are you, members of the board? Anthony Verdugo, Executive Director, Christian Family Coalition, Florida. We represent over 100,000 fair-minded voters in Miami-Dade County, and we ask you to vote no on H-11. The purpose of the public schools is very simple. The 3 R's: reading, writing, arithmetic. The school system is to be neutral, objective, balanced, fair, and impartial. This proposal today before us undermines not only the rights of parents, but also religious liberty and conscience protection. Parents do not send their children to school for 8 hours a day, and they do not sign up for ideology. They sign up for a well-rounded education. These conversations that we're having here today should be had in the home. All of us here, and I want to make it clear, everyone here has suffered discrimination. No one group has a monopoly on discrimination.
That's right.
Let's understand that.
That's right.
Right now, as we speak, there are Christian missionaries that are dying and being beheaded for their faith all around the world. We are not requesting a Christian History Month.
Exactly.
If you want to be fair, if you truly want to be tolerant, then that's what you do. But we understand that your job and the job of the system is to serve not some students, but all students.
That's right.
You want to be truly inclusive? Have a History for All month. That's how we resolve this. By the way, nobody knows what LGBTQ History Month is. There are no work plans, there are no lesson plans, there is no curriculum, there are no presentations. No one has ever seen it. Do not take a side. Tolerance is a two-way street. And we deserve to know what our children are exposed to and what they are seeing. We have to recognize people, and I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you, Madam Chair. We have to recognize individuals for their accomplishments, for their humanity, and treat them with dignity and respect, and we have to acknowledge events that occurred. However, it's none of our business what their sexual preference or identity is. We are here to judge people by the contents of their character, not the color of their skin or their sexual identity or their sexual preference. Thank you. I humbly and respectfully ask you to vote no on H-11.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Mary Beth Loretta. Good evening.
Hi, good evening. My name is Mary Beth Loretta, and I'm a clinician at the Alliance for LGBTQ Youth. I'm also a recent graduate from FIU School of Social Work, and I'm here to speak in favor of H-11. In my time of working with queer young people, I have seen over and over how critical it is to have recognition, support, and visibility for the mental health of these young people. It's been said before, and I'm going to say it again, we know that the statistics of young people completing suicide and poor mental health outcomes are much higher for those queer folks. As a queer person who grew up in Miami-Dade County, my school environment was not inclusive or even tolerant of LGBTQ people. I grew up confused, thinking that there was something wrong with my gender identity and sexual orientation, thus thinking that there was something wrong with me. I now have the blessing to help these young people and be the person I did not have at school growing up. Establishing October as LGBTQ History Month will help to build a protective factor, ensuring that our young people will know where they come from and learn to love and celebrate themselves. It will also help to teach people not a part of the LGBTQ community to love, respect, and support their LGBTQ peers like Jesus would do.
Thank you. Maria Llorens. Good evening, ma'am.
My name is Maria Llorens. I was born and raised in Miami. I was raised Catholic by Cuban immigrants. And I grew up in a home that was not hostile to gay people, but definitely thought of it as something that was disgusting and that I shouldn't be. I want to emphasize, not for the board, because I'm sure all of you are aware of what this item actually says, but for the audience and the people who have commented against it. This is a symbolic gesture to just declare October LGBTQ month. There is no education happening on the subject in schools. Your kids will be learning math in October, and English, and history that doesn't have to do with gay people. It is simply a public gesture in support of the LGBTQ community. And I want to highlight why symbolic gestures are not meaningless. When I was at the University of Miami School of Law, I had the privilege of working on an asylum case for a young gentleman who wanted to come here from Russia. And the reason he wanted to come here is because he had been attacked. Because he was gay. And he wanted to come here, to Miami, to America, because he felt safe here. Because even though he knew that not everyone likes gay people, that even the second deadliest mass shooting in US history had already happened at Pulse nightclub, where 49 gay men were murdered. He still wanted to come here because we are a place where people of different backgrounds, of different identities can be respected and safe. And that means that you cannot pretend that gay people don't exist. And no one is going into your home and telling you what you want to think about gay people. You can tell that to your kids at home. But if you want to send your child to a public school in America, your child will have to learn about people who are different than them. They will have to learn about And this isn't even a requirement yet.
Hey, how long?
Time is up.
How long? The time is up?
10 more seconds.
Go ahead,
The
yes.
2 Supreme Court cases that are being explored to be taught, not required, are an example of why this country has gone from discriminating against groups like black people, women, and gay people
Oh my
to
God.
giving people rights.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Tom Capo or Capo? Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Thank you for allowing me to speak. I'm Reverend Tom Capo, the minister of the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Miami, and I'm here to support H-11. I'm a cisgender, heterosexual male, and I believe that we need to learn about LGBTQ history. I believe we need to learn about all history, but we cannot forget about those who are on the margins. We so often do. I have a lot of people in my congregation who are LGBTQ plus members, youth and adults. And we don't want to forget about that history. As a